Kentucky Derby. They're off in the Preakness. They're off in the Belmont Stakes.
Two guys in a crowd saddle up one last time before the Kentucky Derby. Joe Kristufek, Bram Weinstein getting set for Oaklawn, the Arkansas Derby, which produced American Pharoah a year ago, and now we got Cupid trying to steal some hearts for Bob Baffert and all the bettors. What do you think of Cupid?
Yeah, and he also won this race a couple years ago with Bodemeister, so Baffert knows how to win in Arkansas for sure. Cupid is a late developing sort, and like you said, Bram, he shot an arrow through the hearts of many with his victory in the Rebel. He scored over Whitmore that day, who ran a big race in his own right. Both of those horses have a big chance. Whitmore needs the points a lot more, as does Sudden Breaking News, who had a troubled run in the Rebel Stakes. I think those horses are going to run great. But I'm going to try a fresh face here, Bram. I like American Pioneer. He was actually favored in his first ever start against Dazzling Gem, finished second behind him, came back in his next start and was visually impressive. He's short on experience, but much like Cupid, he's long on talent, and he's going to be a price.
Huge step up in class. This is one of those, I don't know what to do with one of those, so we'll see how he runs there. I got a funny feeling about Sudden Breaking News here that he might be the one to shock him, but I am going to officially go with Cupid because the ceiling may still be higher, and so he might be American Pharoah Part 2. Watch out Nyquist, which is really where the next question comes from. If he wins this race, is he the most likely to defeat Nyquist at the Kentucky Derby?
Yeah, it's funny. I think he'll be the second choice in the Derby if he wins the Arkansas Derby emphatically, because a lot of smart horse players are going to be on him, but also a lot of sentimental horse players, Bram. It's a gray. The horse is named Cupid. He's trained by Bob Baffert, and all those $2 win tickets certainly add up.
How about Swype, who was a name from last fall that was running with Nyquist? He's running at Keeneland this weekend. What if he wins? How does that change the outlook for the Derby?
He ran second to Nyquist 4 consecutive times, but we haven't seen him since the Breeders' Cup Juvenile, finally making his 2016 debut in the Lexington at Keeneland, but the winner only gets 10 points. That won't be nearly enough for Swype to get in the Kentucky Derby. 32 points right now is the cutoff at number 20 with Aventis. There's going to be a lot of good horses, Bram, on the outside looking in, not able to get into the Kentucky Derby starting gate, but that bodes very well for a deep and talented field in the Preakness just 2 weeks later.
All right, so the Triple Crown's going to be tough to reach this year. How about Exaggerator? What a win at the Santa Anita Derby. Really impressive.
Yeah, well, you know, it was a ridiculously fast pace set by Danzig Candy. It was a sloppy racetrack. But that being said, you can poke a couple holes in him because of those conditions. But I've always liked Exaggerator, and your confidence level can only get boosted by that victory in Southern California in the slop last week. Outwork also overcame adverse conditions. I think he has a little bit of upside. Winner of the Wood Memorial keeps on heading with a straight-pointed arrow for Todd Pletcher. And Brody's Cause, you know, he was disappointed in the Tampa Bay Derby with his performance, but he came back and ran very well in the Bluegrass. And I like, Bram, that he got first run on those deep closers, including our pick, our man Sam.
Yeah, I do like history here too. We got one last year with the Triple Crown. We've got the DeSormo brothers together with Exaggerator. Third ever time in history that it's occurred that the trainer and the jockey are siblings, taking the same horse to Churchill Downs. So that might be the big storyline to watch, especially after he ran. And if it rains at Churchill Downs in a couple of weeks. And we'll see you, sloppy or fast, whatever it is, for two guys in a crowd when the Derby gets set to hit the starting gate. For Joe, I'm Bram. Two guys in a crowd.